hope you're fine. We are Alisha Stephen
and Toni Gibbons.
We're from Mintlaw Academy and going through the Girls in Energy course. And today we'll be talking with Hannah Wilson, who's part of the Girls in Energy course, who's about to do her internship with Shell. Hello, Hannah.
Hello, thank you for having me.
What was your favourite part in Girls in Energy course?
I'd probably say that my favourite part of the course was just getting to go on the industry visits and meeting new people. We did quite a lot of industry visits, so we went to 3M, that was in Aberdeen, Johnson's of Elgin, and we did the Shell Wood Bank conference as well. So during our year, the challenge was based on the Shell Bright Ideas Challenge. So we had to think about how we can create an efficient sort of idea really to reach net zero by 2050. So we had to come up with like different sort of like projects or devices that we think that would be able to help us reach net zero by 2050, and just sort of learning new skills and stuff that we hadn't done or had the opportunity to do at school before. Like we did welding. I'm not sure if that's something that you have done so far, but things like that was just something different, and just getting to meet new people as well was nice.
Do you still talk to the girls who did the course with you, and what are they doing now?
Yeah, I'm still actually really close friends with a lot of the girls that was in my class for that year, and we still keep in touch quite regularly. A lot of them's doing different things. I've got some doing social work, PE teaching, geography, psychology. I think there's a few other doing caring and nursing and business as well. So it's quite a variety of things they've went on to do, but it's all a variety of like university and college and just people that's went straight into working as well.
What was your favourite subject at school?
I'd probably say biology was like one of my favourites. I found it quite interesting, but in my fifth year I did higher admin, and then I kind of found a liking for business, and I took business and accounting the next year at school for my sixth year, and I really enjoyed them. So I'd probably say they're my favourites out of the lot.
What skills did you gain from the Girls in Energy course which you still use today?
Probably one of the most important ones that I still use is like your communication and interpersonal skills, because you're working closely with your classmates as well as other girls from surrounding schools. Like at Aidanine and that, we were working with other girls from like Mintlaw, and I think there was from Turriff as well. Your timekeeping skills as well for all your assignments and stuff. You don't realise like how important it is to like balance all these different things, and just picking that up as early on as being in your third or fourth year of school. It's quite handy for in the future as well.
The job you do now change from what you might have done before you went through the Girls in Energy?
Yeah, I've never really been quite certain on what I wanted to do, but I've like always kind of liked business and admin and the accounting subjects that I took at school, and getting an insight to the energy industry from Energy for Girls kind of sparked an interest in working in that sector. Because they teach you a lot about the transition to like net zero and all the stuff about renewables and everything, and I found it quite interesting to learn about those sort of things, and it kind of gave me an interest in wanting to be part of that and learn more about it further on.
Was there any part of the course you did not like?
I wouldn't really say so. It's quite a difficult sort of question because it feels like so long ago that I actually did the course. So I only really remember the positive sort of things, like all the industry visits and learning about all the renewables and everything, and meeting everyone. So I wouldn't really say there's anything that I necessarily disliked. There was a lot of assessments and stuff, but I'd never say it was stressful or anything. So I can't really think of anything specifically. It's just kind of the good things that I remember about it.
How did you feel about all the assessments?
They were fine enough, to be honest, because I found exams and that like usually quite stressful for like your normal Nat fives and that. So I found the assessments weren't actually too bad, because we got a lot of support from like Michael for it, and obviously we're working in like groups for some things, and like we'd be able to help each other just between us. So I actually found it a bit easier than like the other Nat fives that I was doing, like maths and English and all that. I kind of found it as like a better sort of alternative than doing them.
What made you want to do the energy course?
Um, After like looking into it, because I was kind of debating between, it was quite new when I first started doing the course. So I was debating between whether it would be more beneficial than taking a normal Nat 5, because you had to drop one of your choices for like a Nat 5 that you'd be doing instead of that one. So I just kind of looked into like what the course was about and everything, and we'd had talks from people from Naskell College coming in and saying about the course, and I just thought it sounded really interesting, and obviously renewables and that's very current, and I knew that it was like a increasing sort of problem, and renewables was the way forward. So I thought it was just a really good opportunity to learn some new sort of skills that I didn't have the opportunity to do with at school, and it's also something that's quite different, and you're quite privileged to be chosen for it as well. It's not just like anyone that gets to do it, so I thought it was an opportunity that I shouldn't really miss.
Would you recommend the Shell Energy for Girls course?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it to anyone that's considering taking it, because there's a lot of like skills and qualities and stuff that you can develop through the course, and it's quite nice to work closely with such a like small group of girls, and you get to meet other people from other schools as well. And there's actually some of the other girls from other schools that I've kept in touch with as well. And again, it's just something that's different and that you don't really get an opportunity to do at school. Like I said, we did stuff like welding and went on these industry visits and speaking to people from Shell. Some of the girls got the opportunity to go to London as well. Um, so things like that, it's just things that you wouldn't get to do if you didn't take the course, and it does look really good on your CV when you are applying for jobs. Um, at the time, you don't really think, you think, oh yeah, it'll be good on my CV, but like it's not until later on when you are applying for jobs that you realize like how important the skills that you've developed and the things that you've done actually impact like your chances of getting a job. Because it does look really good to an employer, like working so closely with a team and going on these industry visits and learning these things, and the fact that you've taken like the initiative to take that opportunity, and that you've been privileged enough and chosen to actually do the course, like it definitely shines out in your CV if you're applying for a job or even university and stuff like that. I'd say it's really useful.
Do you think the energy sector will improve for the better?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going in the right direction with like about I spoke a lot about renewables and that, but they are really important. And I think with companies like Shell and BP, like the big sort of ones, like they're investing an awful lot of money into these sort of things, and they're kind of doing everything that they can to reach the net zero emissions. So I feel as though it is going in the right direction for the energy sector, definitely.
Do you think that there's been an increase of women in the industry after the course?
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. Like I wouldn't exactly know statistics and stuff, but I feel as though like it shows them more into like an insight into the industry, because like during school there isn't really anything else that would teach you that sort of thing. And then for girls and that, you don't really get another opportunity to have a taster for it. It would just kind of be taking a bit of a leap doing it after school, trying it for yourself. So it's quite good. Like for some people, they found like it wasn't for them, and that meant that they found like early on, and they can go on to do something else, or it's maybe opened up something else for them. So I think it's quite good just to taste it then, and then people can see if they like it or if it's not for them earlier on, because there isn't really the opportunity for that anywhere else during school.
How much do you enjoy being at university?
I really like university. It's been quite hard with COVID and everything, because the year that I left school was the year that COVID kind of started. So I was in lockdown for my first year, but I still moved into Aberdeen and everything. And I was away in France in the first semester of second year. And then last semester I was back into Aberdeen, and things are kind of back to normal. So I've been able to meet people in that, and it's been a lot better. But I've really enjoyed it so far, and I'm looking forward to my placement and then going back for fourth year.
What has been the furthest away that you've went with university?
For university, I've went to Lyon. That was my study abroad period in the first semester of second year. So it's like a compulsory part of my course, because it's international business management that I do. So it was a really, really good experience. Like I definitely recommend, if you get the opportunity to go abroad somewhere, if you go to university, then to take it. Because it's been really good. But Aberdeen as well is like the furthest I've kind of went, because that's where I go for uni. But France is definitely the winner there.
How long is your university course?
My one's 4 years. So I'm in my second year now and I'll be going into third year.
How long did it take you to where you are now?
Well, I've kind of left. I left school. I stayed on till sixth year, and then I went straight to university. So, there hasn't really been any sort of gaps in between. It's just been straight up from school to sixth year, and then that's me my second year of uni now, and that's me just turned 20. So, I don't really know the time sort of on it, but I haven't really had any gap years or anything. It's all just been kind of in one flow.
What subjects did you take in school which helped you get into university?
I took quite a mixture of subjects at school. So I had like higher English is always like a good one to have. Biology, chemistry, it's good having sciences as well. And then I took business, admin, accounting, and then I took PE and health and food tech in my sixth year. So I've got quite a mixed array of subjects, but I'd say definitely having some like sciences. It depends like what you want to do really. Um, but yeah, I took quite a mix.
What qualifications did you need to get into uni, and what are you now working towards?
So for my course, it was an A and three Bs, I think, for Robert Gordon University. Um, so I managed to get those, and then now I'm just working towards my BA honours degree in international business management, and then hopefully I can get full time employment after I graduate.
Have you always wanted to do this as a career, or did it change over the years?
No, like as I said before, I've never really been certain on what I actually wanted to do, like when I left school and that, but I just kind of chose business because it was something that I really enjoyed and I liked doing like the business and admin and accounting at school. And then when I was looking for placement like opportunities, I was looking at like the ones into HR and corporate relations because I found a lot of the skills that they were asking for I already had and the qualities that they needed was things that I recognised from when I was writing my CV.
Why have you chose to work for Shell, or was it just the company that you thought was best?
I'd seen the corporate relation role, and then, like as I said before, it was kind of like the skills and qualities I recognised that was well suited. And then because it was Shell as well, and I'd had the experience of Energy for Girls, I recognised that like it was a company that I enjoyed like working with before. Like the experience of for Girls was like positive, and they gave us like a lot of opportunities to try different things and that. So I thought obviously like working for them as well, they'd be a good employer to work for, and they'd give you like the opportunity to grow and develop your skills further. And obviously I cared a lot about like introducing like girls into energy and everything. So I know that they're quite like an inclusive company and feel as though they'd be good to work for.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years?
So hopefully I'll be graduated and settled into full time employment somewhere, hopefully in a company like Shell. Um, but yeah, hopefully I'll be graduated because I've only got another 2 years left of uni and then hopefully I'll have full time employment.
What sort of work do you do at university?
We do quite a mix of work at uni. We've got for like my subject, well, for international business, it's quite broad. So we do like human resources, we do marketing, we do like business law. I'm trying to think of other subjects that we do. There's quite like a mix though, like accounting and stuff as well. That's all together. Like it's not really one specifically. So I'd say it's quite a good degree if you're not 100% sure on exactly what you want to do. You can kind of get a taster like deeper into like what you did at school in higher business. You can kind of get a deeper understanding of the different subjects and see what you like best.
What does your day-to-day life in uni look like?
Usually for like uni and that, when it was online, it was quite different because a lot of the things were pre-recorded, so my days would be quite mixed. But last semester things were kind of back to normal, so I'd usually like get up and go a walk or something, and then I'd go to uni in the afternoon. I'd usually be in uni for like 2 hours or something, maybe. Sometimes I had a lecture and then a tutorial after, so it'd be like 3 hours max. And then I'd maybe come back and have my lunch and like do a online lecture because it's kind of difficult with it being hybrid. You've got like online things and ones that are on campus. But I feel like you've got quite a lot of time if you balance it well and just plan out your week and make sure you know what you're doing, and you'd still have like your evenings and that to enjoy, like to go do something with your friends or that as well. So it's kind of quite mixed, but I'm only really in uni for like 3 hours of the day, and then maybe I'd write notes like when I come back home after. So it's nothing too stressful until you get to your exams and that, and you've got a lot more revision to do, but it's quite easy going um, through the start of the semester if you plan your time well.
Why are you so interested in business, and who got you first interested?
It was probably my business teacher. I had Mrs. McAllister in S5, it would have been for admin, and I just really liked being in her class, and she was like really welcoming and enjoyed the subject. And we had quite a good class for that class of admin, and then a lot of us were kind of inspired from her to go on to do business. So then I did take business and accounting, um, and had her the following year, and another teacher as well, Mrs. Murray. So I think both of them were quite inspiring in my like terms of, I don't know, in getting me involved in like business and that. And I think with them being such nice and like friendly teachers, and they're always there to like help and support you, it like really helped me enjoy the subject more. Because I feel as though like the teacher makes a big impact on whether you like a subject, and get the most out of it as well. So it was just kind of after sixth year that I realised that business was kind of what I wanted to do, and that's what I enjoyed the most. So I went forward with it.
What are some employability skills you need for uni and getting a job?
Definitely like your good communication or personal skills. Group works as well are actually a big thing at university. A lot of my modules I've had so far are actually 100% group work, which means it's all kind of relying on you working well as a group, and that's something that Energy for Girls you're constantly doing. Because you're always working like in smaller groups within your class, but then obviously you've got quite a small class to work with anyway, so you kind of are as just one big sort of group in your class. And planning as well, as I said before, is like really important for university. Just the key is kind of planning your time, and that's something that all the assessments and stuff that you do at Energy for Girls kind of prepares you for. So I'd say they're probably the most important ones.
What challenges have you met, and what challenges have you overcome to get to where you are today?
I'd say the biggest challenge was probably going on my study abroad trip, because actually getting there was quite a struggle with all the COVID regulations, and I had to apply for a visa because of Brexit as well. So there's a lot of documentation and things I had to keep up to date with and make sure I was meeting deadlines to actually get there. And then obviously when I arrived in France, I'm not actually very good at speaking French, so it was a new language, a new culture, like a new transport system, completely new people. It was a really good experience, and it shows you how to adapt to that sort of situations. And I feel as though I've learned like an awful lot from that opportunity doing study abroad for those 4 months. Away from home as well and your friends, like it's definitely been challenging, but I think that's one of the best things like I've ever done, to be honest, because in my interviews and stuff that I've done for placements and um all these other sort of like job interviews and stuff, like it's been really beneficial having that, because it's those sort of challenges, and like doing the Energy for Girls as well as the sort of challenges and that kind of stand out to people and show that you've got these skills that other people might not necessarily have.
Is any of your school friends still with you at uni, or have you all split up now?
A lot of them are still at RGU. A lot of them have still stayed like local to Aberdeen, but they're doing different subjects. There is another one of my friends, Katie. She's also doing a business degree, but it's human resources that she's doing. She also did the Girls in Energy course. There's a few of them that's went to like Edinburgh, Glasgow. There's some of them that's at University of Aberdeen, but we all do still actually keep in touch, which is good to see as well. Um, we're quite a close group in our class, so it's nice to still keep in touch with them and hear about how they're doing in their degrees as well. It's quite nice that we do like a variety and we're not all doing the same thing.
What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Probably going walks is one of my favourite things to do. I quite like going long walks when it's a nice day. my friends and I did 2 Monroes last summer, so we're hoping to get a few more done this summer as well. I did used to do swimming, but it kind of stopped with COVID and everything. But probably walking's one of the best things. It's nice just to get a break from uni and go out a walk along the beach or that, or go somewhere different.
Is there one thing you would tell the younger generation which will help them in the future?
Um, Definitely just any sort of opportunities like the honor, like energy for girls, or if there's anything else that's sort of similar to that, that's quite a like rare or privileged opportunity that's came your way. Definitely just to say yes and take on the opportunity and make the most of your time at school or uni or college or whatever you go on to do, because time just goes past like so quickly. Like I can't believe I'm already going into my third year non-placement already. Like study abroad just feels like ages ago already, and it was only the end of last year. For like those 4 months as well, they just flew by. So definitely just take on any sort of opportunities that come your way.
That's all our questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for having me.